Hey, Taurus. Cool. I'm gonna do your reading. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, too many. Okay, great. We got the Star, Two of Swords, Queen of Swords in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse, Ten of Cups in reverse, King of Wands, Knight of Swords in reverse, or no, upright, the Hermit, Seven of Cups in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse. So it's interesting to see, for example, these and this. I mean, definitely right off the bat with these, I get the feeling that you are like, you know what, I don't care that other people are leaving the house. I'm not going to. You're not in a rush for things to change. I think because you know on some deeper level things are not changing. Like, just because other people are tired of... I mean, look, I'm not saying don't go see your friends ever or whatever, but I am saying, like, I think you being a Taurus, being pragmatic, being also grounded, I think you are not shying away from this hermit opportunity of kind of having some solitude and not rushing into a new beginning. Because I think, like, for example, I just watched Jason Blum gave a commencement speech, and he was talking about, like, how to survive a horror movie, and one of the pieces of advice he gave was don't celebrate too early. And I think that's exactly what the vibe is with these two, Eight of Wands in reverse and the Hermit. It's like, you're like, I'm not going to celebrate too early. I'm not. And, like, even with the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse, I mean, yeah, I feel like you're just, that's like the overall vibe of your reading is like you're not celebrating too early. Like, good things feel like they're kind of moving forward or like are kind of happening, but I think you're kind of like, I don't have the full picture of this story. Because there's this Two of Swords, right? There's this like indecision, and there's this kind of like, I think not knowing though, and like not having clarity is more what I'm getting with this, like not knowing what you're dealing with. And I think you just need more information. So to bring it to coronavirus, it's just like, even though we can go out more, it still exists and it's still a risk. And I think you know that. And even if this isn't about coronavirus or quarantine per se, and it's like about like opportunities or whatever, I think you're still like, I need to see how this plays out. I think you're being very pragmatic in a way about an upcoming situation. And I think you are kind of checking your own inner compass with this. And again, you're not like rushing forward, even if the rest of the world is trying to like move ahead. I think you're kind of like, I don't just trust that vibe of like going out right now. Or maybe even, yeah, again, if it's not that, it's just like, I don't trust that vibe of like, I think it feels too good to be true somewhat, whatever's happening. And it is too good to be true, actually. And I think just like this deep intuitive knowing that that's the case. Because we got the Star here, and I've been holding up the Seven of Cups in reverse. Like, the Seven of Cups in reverse, I think, is knowing that it's like kind of weirdly being really honest with yourself about all the things you don't know. Because like upright, it's about fantasy and about not being able to pick out of like many options, or about like kind of being like a little bit lost in the clouds or being like overwhelmed. But with it in reverse, I feel like it's kind of like almost like you're really accepting of the riddle, of the paradox, of the mystery of the moment. Because I don't see that you have clarity but I see that you do have at least this kind of inner knowing that the pause is the answer. Kind of like, the thing I'm getting that I'm working on too is like, the answers will come to you. You don't go looking for them. Staying still in one spot so you can be found. It's kind of like you just really have to give it up, like, to greater forces than yourself. And I think part of you is like, I'm not moving forward because I don't know, and I know that I don't know. So this is like you knowing what you don't know. And then, yeah, we got this. So I feel like there might be some, like, evidence of good things happening for you, or, like, you know, this could be, like, a relationship that you've been kind of fantasizing about, or this could be, a job that you've wanted for a long time, but I think you're kind of like, this doesn't feel right. There's just something about it. Like, I actually just listened to Dave Chappelle talk about, like, he turned down $50 million because, like, the deal just didn't feel right, and he felt like he was, like, kind of selling out if he took it. Like, it just, like, went against, like, some moral thing that he had, and so then he went to South Africa, and he was just saying, like, you know, sometimes you have to make difficult decisions that other people don't understand because it's part of your moral compass, right? Like, it just, you know what you need to do. So that's what this feels like, is like other people are like, what, you're crazy to not take this amazing opportunity. But I think you're like, something in you deep down knows that it's like kind of like a monkey's paw situation where it's just not right. And so I think you're waiting. A lot of this is like waiting and like kind of trusting your own instincts, because it's like really part of this deep healing moment for you. Okay, cool. And then I got these court cards. I got the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. I just like to clarify those. So Queen of Swords, got 10 of Wands in reverse. Wow. King of Wands, we got Death, and Knight of Swords, we got the Hanged One in reverse. So yeah, this to me, Queen of Swords in reverse and the 10 of Wands in reverse, feels kind of like part of this, like, it feels more about like the false promise of this endeavor, right? Like, maybe it feels like, oh, if only I could take this deal, then I would be like, it would be like a weight off my shoulders. But I think there's something about it that doesn't feel true to you, or that just feels like kind of like you're cutting corners, that just doesn't feel actually right. I can give, it's like you get the job offer and it sounds good, but it's like maybe what you're giving up in exchange for it isn't really right, again, because it's like, it just feels like this is like not trusting your logic almost. If you took the deal, it's what I'm getting, whatever. And then we got King of Wands and Death. So I feel like creatively you were inspired for sure, but death is its own transformation process, and I feel like really what you're discovering is a truer version of yourself right now, and inviting death into the equation really feels like what you're doing is, it's almost like ego death, right? Like, in the past, maybe you would have kind of just been really mesmerized by the promise of like the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Wands, but that was your ego in the past would have made these choices, and now you're healing, and now your soul's calling all the shots, and so it's like your ego just doesn't have that same power over you as it once did. And so I feel like even though your ego is more transforming, it's still like your ego isn't really what motivates you anymore, and I think you're discovering that through this death process. And then last but not least, the Knight of Swords and the Hanged One in reverse. So this feels like the truth is just coming in, and the Hanged One is about getting new perspectives and kind of like being in that pause. And it's funny that it's here in reverse, since a lot of it felt like you were deliberately choosing the pause. And again, so maybe that's just like if other people are trying to tell you a story about the way this is gonna go, ultimately you have to trust your own perspective with that Hermit. And you can like look at your situation all different kinds of ways. But I think this is kind of a bigger moment than just a job or like a love offer, because really this is about you shifting your energy into working in a new way, where you're kind of like operating from a place of like intuition and like trusting your inner divine guidance to lead you in the right direction, even if it feels a lot crazier and different and weirder than you had been trained to feel in a way. So that's my reading for you. I love you, and I'll see you in July. Bye.